it came out, everyone was saying, no, apparently like, you're Tom's ex. I was like, no, we've never even met each other. I was not laughing at you. The Ron thing, he didn't say that. She twisted it a little bit. And when you look back, it's like, why? I didn't deserve to be an option. And, you know, I had a glass of Prosecco and I just thought, let's just go in there and just go crazy. So I did.
Hi guys, it's Jodie here from ODE, and Love Island is in its final week. So today I have pulled everyone's favourite option. It's Claudia.
I love that, favourite option.
Well, I saw that on your Instagram and I was like, that's iconic.
No, it literally is. It was like the best caption I could have put for that picture.
Obviously, you shouldn't have been an option anyway, in my eyes. You were one of my favourites in the villa.
Thank you.
How are you? Have your feet touched the ground yet?
I'm good, just about. It's like a whirlwind. Like, you kind of get back and there's so much going on. It's just been nice to come home, see my family and friends, kind of try and get back into a routine, but not.
And have you watched it back yet? Have you had time?
Oh, do you know what? The other night, I watched one episode back. It wasn't the bombshell moment, because I just can't watch that. I really can't watch it. So I watched the second one with the dates, and I actually didn't mind. What I thought I was going to hate watching myself. I've seen like loads of TikToks and videos. Like I've kind of got into it now, so I have started watching it a bit back. Yeah, but I do cringe at myself. I'm like, oh.
But you walked in as a bombshell. You had those wings on. I mean, it couldn't have been a better outfit. But how nerve-wracking was that? Because that was a heart race challenge as well. So everyone's in sexy wear, like.
I was panicking. The one challenge I didn't want to walk in on was that. And I said it to my mum. I was like, I bet you any money I'm going to go in on that challenge. She was like, no, you won't. No, you won't. I turned up. Right, we've got a really good outfit for you. I was like, oh my god. But do you know what? The best icebreaker. I think it was a good way to come in. Like, it's an iconic moment. Everyone remembers it, so I just fully went for it, like fully. And
then Tom's face went viral when you walked in.
Yeah,
was that
I know,
clip?
I've heard.
People thought that you were his ex and stuff. Did you know each other
no,
before?
No, not honestly. Like, when it came out, everyone was saying, no, apparently like, you're Tom's ex. I was like, no, we've never even met each other. I think just because we were both like up from up north, maybe like recognised me, I don't know. But yeah, no, we definitely didn't know each other when I walked in. So I can clear that.
Yeah. And then obviously on the dates you picked Tom and Casey.
Yeah.
We'll go into Casey in a minute.
Yeah.
But you and Tom got on so well, but was it just friendship?
Do you know what? Yeah, I think we just clicked. And I mean, he made me laugh so much. And I saw the connection with Sammy, and obviously she was one of my best friends in there. But with Tom, it was literally just friendship. Like, he was only quite young. I think he was only about 23. But we just gelled as friends, and it was like having a brother in there. Like, we just got on so well. And I think after that date I realised, I was like, yeah, this is definitely like, I mean, he's a good looking guy, and maybe if Sammy wasn't there, you don't know, but the connection with Casey was a lot stronger, and I just saw that friendship with Tom, definitely.
So let's talk about Casey
then. Here we go.
What was it that you liked about him so much?
I think initially it was attraction. Like, if I could draw a picture of my type, it would be Casey, like long hair, blue eyes, really nice smile. He was very good on the eye, very easy on the eye to look at. And then when we had our date, it really flowed. Like, there was no interruption, there was like no one coming in. It was just like we were just getting on really well, and like he was very family orientated, and everything he said, I was like, oh my god, yes, same. And even like when we spoke about like where we'd go on a date, it was like the same place. It was really weird. We just had that like initial bond, and for me then it was like, right, I kind of had all eyes on Casey, which was really weird to go in there and straight away have that. But yeah, I just really connected with him really early on. It was nice.
So you're the sort of person that when you like somebody, you like them, because I'm like that.
Which is very obviously, as you can see, has not done me very good. But yeah, I am very like, I put my heart on the sleeve, and if I like you, I like you. And if I don't like you, I don't like you. So it was very like, yeah, there was no one else in there, and I think I probably put too much of my all into it, and I should have maybe got to know other people, but you know, you can only stay true to yourself in there, and I thought, I like him, so let's just obviously see where it goes.
And then you said a couple of days together before Casa Amor, then that happened. So how did that feel, like just kind of starting that connection, then being pulled away?
Do you know, well, you must have seen I cried on the first night. I don't even know what came over me. I think I was emotional, I was tired, like I missed home, and it was just a weird feeling. Like, I just started to like someone, then you shipped me off into a villa with like all these new faces. And I was just scared, because I was like, I do actually like this boy, and it's so early on. Like, when I met the boys at Casa, like, yeah, they were lovely. I mean, I got on with one of them well, but I knew my heart was still there, and I was like, this is really weird. Like, I'm being taken away from something that I actually was really getting on with and enjoying, like, getting to know Casey. So it was a weird feeling, Casa.
And then when you came back and Casey was waiting for you, how happy were you at that moment?
Oh my God, I was so happy. I can't even think about anything else. Obviously, a lot went on, as we knew. But I was 90% sure he was going to have another girl there. All the girls said it, everyone said, yeah, Claudia, you're being a bit silly, Casey's going to have someone when you get back. So walking them doors, I was more than half expecting someone to be there with him. And then when you walk around the corner, I kind of saw him on his own, and I thought, does that mean he's on his own, or is he still going to pull someone? I was like, I don't know. And then he's on his own, so I was like, wow, like that just shows that there was something there. Obviously, then we found out a lot more. But yeah, it just went to show that there was a connection. It wasn't just me that thought it, and obviously he did it too at the time.
Well, let's talk about that dramatic recoupling, because it's definitely going to go down in Love Island history. I mean, there was that moment with you where you were laughing, Cynthia was crying. Were the two connected, or was it completely separate?
I mean, even my sister, when I got home, she's gone back on the recording. She's watched what I said, and it has nothing to do with her. I think Katie would ask me. I said something like, "Oh, I barely even spoke to many people in Casa. You know, when someone tried to hug me, like I didn't feel it," and we were giggling. And I don't know where it came from that they thought I was talking about them, but it hadn't. And you can see on the clip, it had nothing to do with that. And then I got my back up, because when someone thinks I'm laughing at them, I was not laughing at you.
Yeah.
I think I went a bit too like in on her, but I just thought, don't have a go at me for something that I have not done.
Yeah.
And I think they've come back now and realised I wasn't laughing at them.
Yeah.
So I'm glad that can be cleared up. But it's intense. Like you're happy to see someone, then you've got girls upset, and it's like a lot going on all at once. So it was like an intense moment.
And then obviously movie night.
Movie night, I know.
Revealed all.
Yeah, I think like when I look back, I think I was I got like over it too fast. And I think actually looking back, like there was a lot, like you got straddled.
Yeah.
Kissed two girls, like, you know, and from what I've heard, it looked like he was maybe going to choose her. So there was a connection there. But watching it, when you've been told something to watching it, it's so different. Like you're actually seeing a girl climb on top of him. But for me, everything he told me was what I watched.
Yeah.
So none of it, I think we all got our backs up a lot, but I was pretty all right with it because I knew that I'd already seen it. So it wasn't that dramatic for me, but I mean, some of the other girls, it was literally like a shouting fight at each other, wasn't it, across the table?
Well, one of the big moments from movie night was when you were sitting next to Olivia, and then the clip played where Olivia was literally talking about you, and we felt as an audience that that was never really addressed.
Well, I knew everything she'd said, she already told me, so there was no issue. So I knew what she thought about me and Casey. I knew that she was like, yeah, you're 50-50, and so that's why I was like, it's fine, you've already told me this. Like, she wasn't two-faced on that. I'd already been told about that. I'm not sure about the other girls, but I know for mine, she definitely had a conversation about it, so I was happy with what she said because she'd already said it to me. So I had no bad blood with her on that because I knew I had her back on that. But I'm not sure about the other girls, whether they knew, but we definitely had a chat about everything she'd said, so it was clear.
And then it was all fine.
Yeah, all fine.
Because it did seem awkward, like you were sitting there hugging her, and then the next minute she's talking about you, it was like, oh. Like,
I know. If I hadn't known, I probably would have gone a bit more like crazy on her, but I already knew.
And then things calmed down a bit.
Yeah.
Life was good in the villa. And things were going well with you and Casey until bombshell.
Oh, I know.
How hard was that for you? It was so hard to watch you crying and stuff.
Do you know
I just wanted to hug you from the TV.
Yeah, and everyone said the same thing. I knew from that minute he got that text message, I just had a feeling. I was like, I know that his head's going to turn. Like, I think out of all the boys in there, he would have turned because everyone else is really settled. I thought we were. But we had a conversation. If someone comes in, he was like, you know, it takes someone really special, and so to me, I'm like, oh right, well then really, I'm all right here. Yeah. And even when he came back off the first day, he said to me, you know, I'm really happy with you, and I said I've told her it would take a lot, and I was like, okay, so we're still doing good. And then the next morning, I felt a switch straight away, and I just knew. I told the girls, I had this feeling, and my gut, you trust your gut, your gut's right, and it was really hard to watch. I think for me, it's like, I just felt like I wasn't enough or I wasn't worth it. And I should back myself more, and I'm now coming out of there, I 100% have looked back and thought, Claudia, back yourself, like you do deserve it. I found it really hard to deal with, and I didn't know where to go, I didn't know who to sit with because I wasn't in a couple anymore, so I was like, who am I going to third wheel today? I was like, Sammy, Tom, like I just literally with them the whole time. So watching it was hard, like because he never really gave me that. He would talk to her, but I never got pulled for a chat in them first couple of days. So I was like, am I meant to speak to him? Like, I don't know what to do. So it was really uncomfortable, and I kind of at one point was like, right, I'm ready to leave. I want to walk out of here. Yeah. And it wasn't till like Snog, Marry, Pie that my confidence came back, and I was like, you know what? You are a boss bitch. You can like, you are worth being here. And it took that and everyone around me for me to realise. But yeah, it was really hard to see.
I think watching it as well, what you were saying about you want to be someone's everything, you don't want to be someone's option. I totally 100% get that. So do you think that's why it felt deeper?
Yeah, and I think I am someone that will fall for someone straight away. And it's like, when you look back, it's like, why? I didn't deserve to be an option. Like, oh, you know what? I do like you, but I'm going to get to know her as well. If that was the outside world, I'd be blocked, delete, gone.
Yeah.
But you know, you kind of got to give them a chance. Like, you are here to find love, and if that is a better connection, then so be it. But I think the way it all happened was just, it was hard on me. Like, no one else kind of understood how hard it was. But yeah, it wasn't easy at all. And I think, you know, looking back, maybe he handled it a bit wrong. I don't know. Like, I don't know if I've been dramatic about it. I just don't know. But I think you can only feel how you're feeling then. And at the time, it was a lot.
Well, let's talk about that beach club argument.
Oh, God. Yeah, I think for me, I'm so known as being the nice girl, the one that, you know, never really confronts anyone. Like, and that's me as a person. I don't like confrontation. I like being nice to everyone. And we'd settled it the night before. But a part of me was just like, you know what, Claudia, like, you've taken a lot of shit here. You've dealt with a lot. Like, he needs to hear it. I didn't once have a go at him the whole time, like, not once. And, you know, I had a glass of Prosecco and I just thought, let's just go in there and just go crazy. So I did. And looking back now, I think maybe I was a bit too dramatic. I don't think I handled it in the best way. But at the time, you just don't know what you're going to do. Like, your emotions are everywhere. And it's a shame I left on that note. I didn't get a chance to speak to him after. So literally the last conversation we had was a screaming fight. So God knows what he thinks of me now, but
I know it was sad when obviously you then had to leave, but the fact that the power was in Olivia's hands, there'd been a bit of tension with the whole people calling Jessie fake. I don't want to say fake because I feel like that was the word that everyone hated.
I got told off for saying that. I was like, oh God.
Don't say fake, don't say fake. So then, do you feel like she picked you on purpose, or do you think she just picked who she had to pick?
No, I think she picked who she had to pick. I think if anybody was stood up there, it would have been me and Keenan. I think we were the ones that didn't have a connection. You know, the other couples were either getting a connection going or they were stronger, and I just knew. I knew. It definitely was nothing to do with that. I think she knew what she had to do, and I was ready as well. I think she could look in my eyes and she could see I was ready to go.
Yeah. I think she said something along the lines of, you know, she's torn between picking people that could rekindle a flame or something. So then part of me thought, oh, is she going to keep you in and keep Casey in and send Rosie and Keenan home?
I did think that, but I don't think that would have gone down well because I wouldn't have given him another chance. So we'd have been like two separate worlds apart in that villa. I'd have been like, no, I'm not like getting back with you now just because she's gone. Yeah. So that would have been even worse, I think.
And so obviously now that you're out and you're watching it back, what have been your thoughts on some of the drama? So the recent drama has been Ron, Lana, Rosie and kind of Casey. What was that all about?
I mean, the Rosie and Casey thing is weird because whatever she was saying about him was kind of what I was experiencing with him. So I was kind of thinking, wow, like, it wasn't just me. Like, actually, what she's saying about him was true. Like, how, you know, she pulled him a lot because I used to pull him more for chats. He loved being around the boys. But obviously, it then grew their romance. But, yeah, I kind of was with her on that. But then the Ron thing, he didn't say that. She twisted it a little bit. It was a little bit, but we were seeing it, so you can't deny that it was twisted a little bit. So it was like, oh God, it was really uncomfortable to watch actually. And as it didn't really get fully squashed, did it? It was kind of like, oh, get over it. But yeah, I think that was unnecessary, really. But you know, maybe she took it that way. Some girl, you just do, don't you? You think, well, that's what was said, and you'll twist it in your own little way. But yeah, it was a bit of a funny one, that.
And I love your friendship with Sammy and Tom. I love you guys, like just a little
Sammy.
trio.
I know. I mean, me and her, I used to say we're like with the two from Absolutely Fabulous, but she didn't know what I was on about. We were sat on our daybed every day. I was like, that's us two. She's like, who are you on about? But I honestly adore the girl.
So them to win then, or?
They're my winners. They are my winners. I mean, Will and Jessie as well, but I think for me, the journey that Sammy and Tom have had, I 100%, I'm there for it. I want them to win for sure.
I wished you were in longer, and I wish you weren't an option.
I know.
But
I won't be to somebody. I'll be someone's everything out there.
Exactly, you absolutely will. You're our everything. Thank you so much for coming in. Thank you, Claudia.
Thank you.